Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for some 5.7 German tanks gameplay featuring the Ersatz M10, or better known as, perhaps more frequently known as, the War Crime Panther, or just the War Crime. So, real quick to get it out of the way, apologies and thanks to that Tiger 1 there who didn't keep driving forward and stop me for a second time. I appreciate the fact that he saw that I was already moving and just let me go through instead of stopping me again. A bit rude on my part, I grant, but I'd already been stopped by the first Tiger 2 just turning in place, which is forgivable, but still brought me to a stop, and I really didn't want it to happen a second time, so I just kind of barged my way through the second Tiger 1 there. Anyway, back to the actual gameplay here. Put some artillery up on the most likely crossroads approaching the C point as I'm barreling towards it as fast as I can. Spot an M41 up here and actually got a hit into him that I couldn't believe. It was a completely random hit. Didn't take out his gunner or his driver, so that was a slight problem. But at least I put a pretty good hurt into him, and then I got some hits on something with my artillery as well. The enemy team makes it into the A point pretty quickly, so probably an M24, M41 over there. And I got up into C, expecting to see that M41 that I damaged right on the other side of the rubble here, but he was actually nowhere to be seen. So use the extremely poor reversing gear on the Ersatz M10. Ersatz. Whatever, I don't care how you really pronounce it. We're going to go with Ersatz. And finished up the capture. Now you may notice my payout there for capturing that point. Well, that's because I had a 300% silver lion booster turned on for this, and it really came in handy. Like, for instance, the amount of silver lions I got for that kill on the M41 there. That's the same M41 from before, of course. Now you can spot, it may be hard to see on your screen, but I can see the turret of an IS-2 right there, and as I pull up right here, get a nice little zoom on him, and boom! Right through that weak spot. That shouldn't exist because of pixel size, but I don't care. Second kill, more silver lions. Doing pretty good here in the War Crime Panther. Not too bad at all. And here comes another customer. Now I just missed a little bit on the gun swing here, and I thought, well, that's it for the Ersatz M10 now. I'm finished. But for whatever reason, he didn't actually shoot at me, and then I was able to get a shot through and take out his commander and his loader, which I also thought was going to be the end of me, but he may have already lost his gunner, I think. He never does get a shot at me, and he starts trying to reverse away, and I end up killing him out. Then I fired artillery again on where I could hear shots coming from, although I didn't actually see anyone marked on the map. And so far this battle's going pretty darn well for 5.7 Germans. We did have a little bit of help from Japan here, but usually things don't go quite so well. It's kind of 50-50, honestly, but I've had a lot more battles recently where it's gone poorly for my 5.7 Germans than where it's gone well. So I got a couple hits on somebody there, and you can also see another IS-2 right up here at the crossroads who was taken out right as I was crossing behind the rubble here and couldn't see him. You can see somebody firing right there. You can see his gun barrel, and before I could get a shot into his gun barrel, I realize I can see the top of his turret. But of course my shell doesn't detonate in his commander hatch, it just bounces off. Now there's something else, some kind of self-propelled gun getting marked there off to the right of the IS-2 that I was shooting at. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but my teammate in the Type 61 is driving up, so I put another shot into the IS-2, which again doesn't hurt him, but at least keeps him marked for my teammate there, who does then finish him off. So I back up to try and figure out exactly what the SPG is over here, and I think I can see part of him here, but when I shoot with my machine guns, I get no marking, no damage, no indicators whatsoever. So I thought that was just some kind of rubble or perhaps wreckage, and it turns out it was actually the back end of an FV4005. So no assist there on the battle barn, but that's okay. Doing alright so far. The team is doing alright so far as well, with a couple caps being held, and we're pretty much pushing the enemy back. However, we've got a pretty good hole in the middle of the map at the B point, as well as the pretty good hole I have in the middle of my tank now from the M26. However, timely backup from a Tiger 1 finishing him off, which gave me the opportunity to repair and extinguish the fire. Not necessarily in that order, of course. I'm holding with my artillery here, trying to decide where to fire it, and then I spot an SPG on their camping ridge just out of their spawn, so I put the artillery there. If nothing else, it'll throw a bunch of dirt up in front of him and hopefully mark him. So I'm waiting while I'm finishing up my repair for the next customer to come up the road here at the crossroads. Didn't see anything, but did get a couple of hits on what ends up being a tortoise, spoiler alert, over on top of their sniper ridge, and then I pushed forward to see what I could see. Having fully repaired. Somehow I haven't lost a crew member, which is nothing short of miraculous. Pulled up a bit cautiously here, trying to see if we could spot anybody. There's one taken out. And you can see that's where the marker was on the guy. The red marker was way off to the left. So that's somebody with a pretty low radio operator or radio communications skill in their crew, because that radio operator was way off on his mark. Now, I also appreciated the Type 61 here for pushing forward, and I didn't have to be the first one in for once, which was actually really nice to be the second guy to drive in. I still took a hit from somewhere almost immediately upon stopping, but I'm not sure what it was or where it came from. It didn't do any damage. For all I know, it could have been a friendly. I never did see or figure out exactly where anything came from. I looked around here, but I never did see anything. And we didn't take any more shots, so I thought maybe it had come from their spawn through this rubble here. So I moved up and adjusted my parking space so that I wouldn't take any more hits there, but no more shots were forthcoming, so... Sat tight for a minute and just kept surveying the pretty good cross-section crossfire I've got here with the Tiger in front of me, and ultimately decided, alright, I'll go check out the B point, because a capture right now is probably more likely to happen than a kill, and a capture is going to pay out a lot better with the 300% Silver Lion booster than a kill is right now anyway. Plus, if we take the B point, we know if any enemies sneak in and try and recapture it. And then there was the part where a teammate started capturing it too, so that cemented my decision to hurry in as fast as I could and get in on that cap. Having put artillery up on their sniper ridge for a second time, I actually didn't get any hits on them this time. Did split the cash payout for capturing the B point with my teammate here, but still, 17,000 Silver Lions just for a cap is not bad whatsoever. Now you can hear an enemy plane coming in. I expect and assume he's going to drop bombs on me. He sure enough does. He actually gets shot down, and then I thought, alright, I don't know where those bombs are, but he had one heck of a timer on, because when they eventually blew up, it was a good delay, but thankfully they didn't do any damage to me somehow. And I moved forward to cross the bridge and see if I could get a spot on whatever SVG it is that's up on the enemy sniper ridge there. And as you can probably tell by the lack of activity, there's not a lot going on with the enemy right now, except this was the point when the Soviet commander decided the nuclear last-ditch option was the only way to go. And he called in a tactical nuclear strike to try and reverse the fortunes of his team. Everybody starts shooting at this guy, which is actually kind of funny. And I'm calling out warnings as fast as I can while simultaneously trying to shoot the guy down. Not sure how close I actually came with any of those main gun shots, but I did get hits on him with my machine gun, which of course didn't really do much. And then he just decided it's time to precisely deliver that bomb. And he dove right onto our Jagdpanther, which is sort of funny. Not gonna lie, it was kind of sweet to get another assist though, even though it wasn't really a good assist. And that was pretty much it. There wasn't a whole lot more going on in the rest of this battle. But there is a little more action going on, so we'll skip forward just a little bit. So you can see an M41A1 knocks out a Tiger that was deep into their spawn. So he's all the way on the far western side of their spawn. I can tell that, so I'm going to head that way and see if I can track that guy down instead of just sitting here and waiting at their empty spawn exit. So I expected him to be off to the right there somewhere out in the distance. He wasn't. But I did end up finding him. My instincts were pretty correct on hunting down the M41. There he is right in front of me. Thankfully bouncing off, but of course backing away before I could get my gun up on him, and then before I could see him behind the cloud of smoke from his shot anyway. He gets set on fire by a DO-335B2, and then a Tiger E knocks him out anyway, so it really didn't matter after that point. There was a simultaneous killing of a tortoise in their spawn, and then I pretty much just parked over here off to the side and waited for their tickets to finally tick down. Not really wanting to take part in any direct sitting in their spawn, which I never like to do, so this was the closest I really wanted to get. And in fact, this is closer than I like to be for the enemy spawn, but I did have a 300% line booster turned on, so if I could get another kill or assist, I was going to take it. Couldn't quite get a hit on this guy before he got taken out, not even with my machine guns. But he was pretty much the end of the enemy team, so there you go. Pay to win in defensive Berlin. Now, as far as the Ursat's M10 being a pay-to-win vehicle, I mean more that it's premium. I did actually earn it through playing the game, but you could have paid to get it if you wanted by Golden Eagles. But there you have it. Not too bad of a battle, not particularly exceptional, but can't really argue with first place, no deaths, 3 kills, couple assists, and a couple of caps. With a 300% line booster, 185,000 lines for a ground battle, not too bad at all. And almost 7,400 RP towards the mark of distinction, which is not terrible either. Actually had the highest kill total in the battle, so it was pretty well spread out among the team there. Not bad. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's fun to have a good 5.7 battle every now and then, especially when it's a 6.7 up tier. That'll do for today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by, and take care, everyone.